Hello, and welcome to the Dirty Gun Chronicles, episode 5. A quick update of where I'm at. So the stock has been cleaned a number of times with Scotch-Brite pad and steel wool with lacquer thinner to get the whatever was on there off. I'm not really sure how much of it was dirt, how much of it was shellac. I don't know that there was any kind of coating on it to protect it. It just was just black. And just did not feel good like when it got wet. So that's pretty much all off there. But this is as far as I'm going to go with that. I might give it a light sanding to just clean it up a little bit more before I put some tung oil on it. But the next phase on this is to fill in all of the places where it needs to have some wood filler or epoxy or something like that. Some of these gouges here. I'm going to fill in the holes for some of the screws where they're rotted out. The ones on the bottom are rotted out. Put some dowels in there and glue them in. And then to glue this last piece up here. I do have all the parts for this, so I got to kind of put that back together. So I got to get some epoxy tomorrow. I don't have any epoxy to do it with. The other thing I did was I ground down the patch box. Patch box was oversized, and I have seen a couple of videos where people make the slot bigger. I think it looks ridiculous because it was huge. I took literally off probably a quarter of an inch in diameter or in thickness here or width, and rounded it down a little bit. It's not perfect, but it'll be good. What I'm also doing is, because this thing was so big and clunky, I'm also grinding down the inside of it to make it thinner. It's still pretty thick. I'm going to try to get it to the same thickness that the inletting is, which is probably another, 1/16 of an inch off of this. So this has been ground down to fit into this slot. The whole thing's been ground down to fit into what was already inlet, and then I'm trying to grind it down in thickness to make it flush. You can't grind down the top, which would be easier than grind down the bottom. You can't grind down the top because if you look here, this is at an angle so that it can open up and close easily. Actually, it really didn't have to be, but they ground that down at an angle. So if I grind the top down, you will start to see a gap here as this gets smaller. I'm going to grind it down a little bit, and I'll just sand it down a little bit, make it shiny. I'm actually going to decide I'm going to make the brass shiny and the stock can be beat up, and maybe I'll try to tarnish or patina the brass in a green. I like when it looks like that, but I don't know how to do that just yet. But anyway, that's the patch box cover. The butt plate, I think I mentioned, will have to, this piece of it has to be bent down, so I'm going to have to anneal this to anneal brass to get it red hot and then quench it. There's some thought that you don't have to quench it, but I've always quenched it in the past, and then you'd be able to bend it a little bit. Brass does work, harden really quick, so I shouldn't be messing around with it too much because it does get brittle. But I should be able to quench that, anneal it just to make it soft, and then bend that down so that it fits better. It's not that bad of a fit, so it's not going to really create that much grinding, but I'm going to have to shave this down a little bit to make it fit better, or fit in the middle, because it doesn't really fit in the middle. It's sticking out on one side more than the other. Anyway, so that's where we're at. For reference, both locks, the old lock and the new lock, are sitting in evapor rust, and that's the rest of the hardware, and that's it for now. Thanks for watching.